So let's talk Scotland 18, Ireland 32, a very impressive bonus point win for Ireland, stretching their winning record to 11 games against the Scottish. And of course, Ireland are now the only team that can win the Grand Slam, and they will be favourites for this championship. Scotland, they played pretty well in places. It was looking pretty good, but against Ireland, decent, fairly well, isn't good enough because they are one of the best sides in the world when they're on it, and they were absolutely on it today. So class from the men in green. This video once again supported by Sports News Blitz. Check them out for great Six Nations content. This game was the only game in round 2 where it wasn't raining, and in Scotland is a bit ironic, but it was slippery, but the conditions were definitely better and we saw some good rugby here. An early note on Sam Prendergast, one of the few players to hit torpedo kicks consistently, and he gets massive distance, a bit of wind behind him, and that was a fairly big factor in this first half. Straight away, 4 minutes in, we see the first running phase attack from Ireland, and it's a thing of beauty. There's a bit of everything. Lowe makes the extra man. Tyg Byrne does his inside pop. He loves that. Henshaw is breaking, showing that they don't have to play ring rows the whole time. Henshaw was class. 3 really good players. Actually, Bundyaki had one of his worst games today, ironically. He did take the ball up well sometimes, but also dropped the ball, gave away a penalty. So could we see Henshaw ring rows pairing later on? It's all class. Doesn't really matter what they do. Anyway, on this massive phase attack, they make 40 metres, force 3 penalties. It seems very much inevitable they're going to score, and they do. Prendergast floats a picture-perfect long miss pass, bypassing Van der Merwe and Kinghorn to find Nash with the overlap. Nice wide conversion as well. What a great start as a team from Ireland and from young Prendergast. So that is 0-7. Now, Tom Jordan was starting at 12 to try and give Scotland some more ball handling, but he didn't have a great first half. His first interaction was a loop play that went to ground, trying to get to Russell. Gibson Park robs the ball, and Scotland just cannot escape their own half for the first 10-15 minutes. The only downside for Ireland is 240 lineouts to start with, but Scotland's mishandling is really hurting them. Kinghorn this time, and Calvin Nash hacks ahead. It looks like he's going to get there, but it bobbles infield, and Van der Merwe, just for good measure, gives him a little bump. It's not massive, but he knows what he's doing. Yes, it's a yellow card. No penalty try because of the unfortunate bobble, but certainly that is not what Scotland needed. 5 metre line up, big maul, backs are in. Big moment though as Scotland managed to hold it up and clear. Now, talking of Calvin Nash, he was very lively in this game, although he did get walloped a couple of times because he's a bit smaller. And one of the other small guys, Darcy Graham, gave him a massive hit on 15 minutes, forcing a penalty. Cherry gets the turnover, and Scotland are finally free of their half after 15 minutes. Now, one thing I consistently watch out for Scotland is their inability to get over the gain line. They have a good launch play off a line out, but the first forward carries, the first 4 of them, just can't get over that gain line, which means they often have to go to the backs a bit earlier than other teams, and that means they're on the back foot. And this is the case here as they go wide left. The Irish players are still coming forward, and Conan manages to blast Russell off the ruck. So they've got to make more dents with those forwards, or more clever plays, or some way to get over the gain line. On 19 minutes, Sam Prendergast is already starting to purr. A lovely banana kick in behind. He chases himself and gets the charge down from Kinghorn, but Ireland are held up. Darge and Dempsey this time underneath it, and Scotland are living very, very dangerously. James Lowe, another one to have a brilliant start. He makes 2 breaks and offloads. The second one handing off Graham very powerfully. And in the ensuing mayhem, a decisive moment as Darcy Graham and Finn Russell clash heads badly. HIA for Russell, and he doesn't come back, which means Jordan has to go to 10. Graham is off permanently as well, stretchered off. Thumbs up, I think he's okay, but that was a bad one. They lose 2 of their best players. Yeah, Jordan has to go to 10. McDowell comes on into the centres and actually does pretty well, but still that's 2 of their best players gone. On 24 minutes, it's only Scotland's second good chance for a launch play, but Hugh Jones spills it, so they haven't built any pressure so far. Then a third chance for a launch play for Scotland. They go through their best phases so far until Peter Amani snaffles it, and Ireland's ruck contest in this game was world class. You just can't switch off for a second against them. And of course, Sam Prendergast bangs it 60 plus metres down the pitch. The Irish scrum is getting a bit of an upper hand as they push Scotland backwards. Prendergast half breaks past Jordan. Really nice break as he dummies to give it, but then holds on to it. And Doris hits a massive carry just between Gilchrist and Dempsey and powers them over the line. It is 0-17, an absolute death nail of a start, and Scotland can never get back. Of course, Sam Prendergast nails the wide conversion. It takes 36 minutes, but finally there's some joy for Scotland with some gainline success. It's Rory Sutherland that makes the breakthrough. Ferguson carries it on, then pick and go from Darge, and finally Scotland are in behind for the first time. It's a penalty, goes to a maul, but Kelleher gets a hand on it early and doesn't let go, and it's held up. Ireland try and clear it from the scrum, but Rory Darge nails Doris backwards as he picks and goes, wins another penalty. This time they do convert. Centres Jones and McDowell do well. They work it wide to Van der Merwe, who goes full Superman with a massive dive, dotting down in the corner before Prendergast can push him into touch. They needed that, so it is 5-17 at half-time, but Ireland are well in charge. Now, as you might expect, in the second half, the home team come out fired up and they have a good 10 minutes. Straight away, much better. Stafford McDowell piles over that gain line twice. Dempsey goes over the gain line again. First line out, bit of offloading, and Matt Faison breaks through for a well-earned 3-point penalty, so that is 8-17. Then finally Tom Jordan comes to the party as he fizzes a beautiful pass, a bit like Russell Wood. Long pass beating the rushing Henshaw, who takes a chance, and Hugh Jones gets his first clean outside break, and it's definitely on as Kinghorn dummies and goes. But Jamison Gibson Park is so quick at recovering one of his trademark scramble tackles, saves the day there, and Scotland have to settle for a penalty, so it's 11-17, and that seems to be the make or break moment, as it's a bit of a contest now, a bit chaotic, but the ball breaks for Lowe. Doris feeds Gibson Park, and they catch Kinghorn in goal for a 5-metre scrum, and then Aki van der Fleer, powerful carries, and then in-form winger just slides out on a pass, and he bumps off Kinghorn for a try. Quality stuff from Ireland, quality from James Lowe, and that really is the death knell there. That is 11-24. Now, the Scotland phase attack is definitely better in the second half. Ashman is on at hooker, he piles through Keenan out wide, but Beelum on hand with the Jackal penalty, so any time the ball is exposed, Ireland take advantage. Now, it's on the hour mark where Ireland get their bonus point try. It looks like the attack has run out of momentum, but Gibson Park and Keenan have played together for so long now. They've got those off-the-cuff calls and they know what they're doing almost telepathically. Gibson Park chips ahead for Keenan to chase. They're in behind and Conan's on hand with a powerful finish. There's the try to really finish it off, 11-29. To be fair to Scotland, they are still dangerous. Van der Merwe is causing havoc down the left wing, but they know it's going there to Ireland, so they drift across quite well, and they obviously contest the ruck, slowing it down after that. Now, at this point, I make a note that I think this is Sam Prendergast's breakthrough game for Ireland, where he's taken a firm grip of that number 10 shirt, so composed, yes, behind a dominant team, but he looks class, selecting passes, a lovely kicking game, and he got to play the full 80 because Crowley was used to replace Nash. So Prendergast, I think he's got the shirt for now at least. On 68 minutes, Townsend has to remove his best tight head, Xander Ferguson, who he tends to play for as long as he can, and the result is a scrum penalty. Hurd's a decent player, but he is third choice for Leicester, and that was 11-32. Now, to be fair to Scotland, they keep on going. They finish the game fairly strongly, chasing a losing bonus point maybe, and after good concerted attack, White dummies around the fringe of them all and goes over. So that's 18-32, and they try and run out of their own half, but the time is up. So there it is, a dominant win for Ireland. They go 2 from 2. Scotland have to think again and just weren't quite good enough on the day, but it was an exciting match. Let me know all your comments down below. Love to know what you think. Do like, do subscribe if you like these sorts of videos. That would be amazing, and I'll catch you next time.